about 4 years ago, we started introducing some church safety issues in here, and incrementally, so that we didn't interfere with anything. And church safety is basically three things that many churches are looking at now, and individuals are looking at, schools are looking at. Some of you that are working in industry are probably going through some kind of specialized safety training. What's that mean? Well, everyone on our safety team has some advanced first aid. That's a good thing, right? Yeah. We've had people that have come to us that are on the verge of a seizure, a diabetic seizure. We thought the drummer might have been having a seizure or a heart attack. We reacted. You didn't really know, other than what you saw up here, what was going on, but we had ambulances en route. Our folks reacted. At the same time, when we realized it was just, I choked on a little water kind of a thing, and that can happen, is that we were on with the 911 folks, false alarm. You know what they said? No problem. We understand. And they just turned around and went back. Better to be safe than sorry, right? Yeah. The other thing is protecting you all overall and our kids. Right now, statistically, there's an 800% increase on violence in places of worship in the last 5 years. Yeah, Catholic Church is the church that's getting attacked the most. Evangelical churches, hey. You know why? I don't hear anything. Satan's busy. Hey, that's a good answer. Jesus told us we'd have trouble. Jesus told us we would be persecuted, but he also said, I'll be there with you. Right? So, one of the things that many people will say is, I don't quite understand why we need to have safety in our churches. God will protect us. Well, then why did God ask Gideon to only grab a handful of people for his army? And that small group of people, because they were faithful, defeated those enemies of Israel at that time. Why did the temple have guards, armed guards? Not with guns, because they didn't have them back then, but to protect God's place of worship, because there's evil out there, right? So this seminar that I attended and some other members of the church attended was called sheepdog training. That's kind of weird, sheepdog training. What are we? We're sheep. And we have a shepherd up here that represents our shepherd in heaven, right? Jesse is our shepherd. A shepherd over a flock of sheep, he has a staff, or she in some cases, has a staff in a way to guide the folks, right? Well, he or she had a staff to guide the sheep, tap them on the rear end. Sometimes we need that too, right? But if you think about it, ranchers today, sheep herders today, their herds are huge. They have sheepdogs. Why? Got wolves to protect them from, coyotes. And that's a term we're hearing quite a bit, and it doesn't refer to our four-legged friends, coyotes. There are approximately 330 million Americans in this country. There are between 10, no one wants to be honest about this, 10 and 15 million people who don't belong here. You can call them whatever you want, but they're illegal aliens where I came from. And not all of them are here for the right reasons. Okay? Violence is on the rise in this country, not because there's more violent people. Look at the percentages. There's 25,000 people in a country 300 years ago. What's your level of violence going to be? Pretty small, because you don't have that many people. You got 330 million people and another 10 to 15 million that are not supposed to be here to begin with. Do you have a violence problem? Right. And our churches, folks. I don't know how many of you listen to the State of the Union. I'm just that kind of person. I like to watch news and stuff. Did you know that evangelicals are now considered domestic terrorists by our own government? They said it, not me. Why? We preach truth. We preach what is right. Not us. We preach it out of God's word. We preach the truth of God, which sometimes the devil, all the time, the devil doesn't like unless he can swing it around on us. Right? Paul refers to all of us as needing to put on the full armor of God in Ephesians. He was referring to Roman soldiers at the time because that's the only knowledge he had. Okay? Helmet, breastplate, a sword, feet armored or shod. And he tells us what all those mean. And Roman soldiers never fought with the attitude of behind. They linked arm on arm, so to speak, and they pushed against their enemy, and they protected themselves by the way they fought and used that equipment. We have the equipment. It's called the Bible. We have the guidebook for life. It's called the Bible. We're told how to be as Christians. We're told we're going to have problems as Christians. We're told we're going to be persecuted as Christians. If you're not being persecuted, you might want to see who you're walking with. Ooh, oh, sorry. I'm guilty of it too. But an old evangelist told me one time, if you're walking along and not having any trouble in your life, you might want to see who you're walking with because they're probably not with God. Right? And you can't con me because I worked in the jail. I saw all the cons. And you can't con me, folks, but before I worked in the jail, guess what? I was a drunk. So I know all the lies. I know all the stories. And God's been gracious. And He's a constant. If you're a math person, He's a constant. He never changes. Right? I think there's a place in the Bible that says Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. His word is as relevant today as it was 2,000 years ago. We are being attacked. Our children are being attacked. Our families are being attacked because all those things represent what God has created. And the devil hates everything that was created. So within our congregation, as all congregations, we've realized and recognized there's a few sheepdogs in here. You're made that way. Wives, don't try to change us. We're made that way. And there's some women that are too. Just mess with a woman's kid and watch those incisors start growing. We are charged to protect the flock, sheepdogs. We are charged to protect the children and the structure. So last year, we went to the big city of Minneapolis, Kansas, and we sat through a thing called sheepdog training, and I think it was great. It wasn't very expensive, and it was worth it because ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance without knowledge is maybe that term bliss. Ignorance with knowledge and you ignore it, you're just an idiot. So Jimmy Meeks is the person that does this presentation, and he does a great job, and he's a pastor, so he ties it scripturally. So you can't argue with it. He's a retired cop, 35 years. He still preaches. He lives in Texas, and he goes all over the country to teach these seminars. On the night before, on Friday nights, he offers a free seminar to women and ladies and grandmas and sisters and young girls. How many women went to that last year? Would you please stand? I'm not going to bring you up here because everybody's going, please don't bring me up there. Okay? Was it beneficial? Yeah. Got a little knowledge, right? So a doctor that used to be in this town, you can sit down now, thank you, ladies. A doctor that used to be in this town, maybe some of you had her, was the name of Dr. Deep. She was a Cambodian. She was a survivor of the killing fields. Anybody remember that? The communists took over and killed 1.2 million of their own people. Anybody with an education died. Anybody that disagreed died. when she was a little girl, her dad told her, and he was a intellectual, and then her mother was an intellectual. She said that her dad said, get an education, learn all you can learn, get as wise as you can, because no one can take that away from you. Both of her parents were murdered by the Khmer Rouge. She was the only survivor. When you know somebody, it really gets you. When she escaped and found her way into Laos, she saw a French flag. Because she had educated herself, she speaks like 6 languages. One of them is French. She could speak to them through the fence, and they let her in. It was a refugee camp. She came to this country and became a doctor. What she told me made all the sense in the world. Education, knowledge, that's how we counter ignorance. That's how we keep our head on a swivel. That's how we avoid trouble. That's how we follow God's guidance through his word, right? Okay, so I'm going to jump right to this. Guess I had to lead up a little bit. April 20th from 8:30 to 12:30. And it's on the wall there, and I think we've got, do we have it on anywhere you guys can bring it up? Do we have a deal of it? There should be something in your handouts too. We will be having this church safety seminar here. It's $35 to register, and you go to www.sheepdogsafetytraining.com. All he wants is your name, a little bit of information from you. You'll get a little deal back confirming that you're in. And I would like to see you folks go. And even if you go, well, I'm not interested in that, you'll still learn something. You will learn something at this thing. You will learn that walking across a parking lot in the dark, ladies, and you're fishing around in your purse is not what you want to be doing. Because you're at Target. You need to have those keys in your hand already. Little things that we never think about. Just how many of you get those calls? Oh, I'm so-and-so, and trying to get your information. As we get older, they really attack the old folks, right? Or you get this guy that emails you, hey, I'm from so-and-so from Africa, and I just won $1 million. And if you help me with your account, I'll get you part of it. If you believe that, you are ignorant. But they're coming after us in every way, and they're coming after our kids. And the thing is, child trafficking is up. And our kids are being lied to in our schools, and our kids are being lied to everywhere. And social media is attacking them. And this talks about how to be safe with social media. So on the 30th, April 20th, from 8:30 to 12:30, we're going to host it right here. I've talked to the youth about maybe having snacks and drinks to help raise money for the youth. I think they're going to do that. And the night before, ladies only, he gives a free seminar to help y'all get a little more knowledge that can help you be safe. Does that sound cool? All right. So who should attend? It says pastors, first responders, church safety teams, educators, teachers, business owners, anyone. We've invited the sheriff's office, fire department. This is going to be advertised on KJIL. It's going to be on KINA. This is how important we feel this is. And for the first 4 people that meet me out back there that want to attend, the first 4 people, it's free for you. I'm going to pay for it. That's how much I believe in it. We had the regional conference, and many of the pastors and leaders there have signed up to come to this as well. I can't encourage you enough, for the sake of your own family, to learn something like this. It is phenomenal. And it's all scripturally tied. I mean, he'll have you rolling in the seats. He's pretty funny. But he's also seen things to back up what he's talking about. So I want to thank you all for hearing me out on this. And I hope you feel the passion that I have for keeping everybody safe in our congregation and our families, particularly our children. They're so innocent. We want to keep them that way. I think anybody here that has a little one or a grandchild, I know I'd go to jail to protect my little grandkids. I'll hurt you, you mess with my grandkids. And that's the way we should all be thinking, because the devil wants to hurt us. All right. Thanks, folks.